Irwin Williams, Head of Software at iGovTT here, and I'm happy to take you through this brief demo of Anansi and its features. So, at the website that it's hosted at, you can uh, take a look at the National Digital Assistant. And here I'm going to hit Ask Anansi. And in walking through its description, it emphasizes that we recognize Anansi as the keeper of all stories from our folklore and our culture, but this one is your AI powered national digital assistant. Um, I'm going to jump right in, filled out my name and email address already, so I'm going to start the chat. Anansi introduces itself, very demure. Hello, I'm Anansi, and I'm here to assist you. You can ask your questions using as many relevant keywords as necessary. Note that typing transfer or selecting the transfer to an agent button can allow you to talk with a live agent between the hours of 8 and 4 p.m., except on weekends and public holidays. After that, if you click that button, it actually causes you to trigger a ticket so that we reach back out to you the next business day. Isn't that great? Anyway, so for our first question, pretty everyday kind of a thing. How do I renew my driver's permit online? So Anansi's context is Trinidad and Tobago and the services provided by the Trinidad and Tobago government. And so asking that question, there's no confusion for Anansi as to what jurisdiction we're talking about. And you can see here, it provides you with the link to the recently created online driver's permit renewal system, as well as it tells you some of the things you need to upload: the photo, the copy of a driver's permit, proof of address. But then it goes on to let you know that home delivery option is available via TT Post, and if you want to collect it, you can collect it at our very own TT Connect. All from the one question about how do I renew my driver's permit online. On to another question. How do I register my child for their first year of primary school? So another question that asked in the context of Trinidad and Tobago has a very specific answer that you should be able to get using the National Digital Assistant. And you can see here, this one points to the first year infant registration portal, first developed by the Ministry of Education. So you can click there, there's a link provided, but it also tells you the documents you need to provide: proof of address, national ID, child's photograph, birth certificate, and immunization card. It also emphasizes the date, which is, for this one, the deadline for this year was May 23rd, 2025. So that kind of information, current, representing an understanding of what is pertinent to you asking the question. Third question, jumping from driver's permit and child registration to what documents do I need to apply for my first adult passport? So we went from Ministry of Works and Infrastructure to the Ministry of Education, and now we're asking a question that is handled by Ministry of National Security, Immigration Division. To apply for your first adult passport, set of information you need, including the form that needs to be filled out. It mentions the need for the appropriate identity documents, and then of course walks you through all the other guidance points you need. I'm going to end this by kind of tying my last two questions together because they're very business related. Look at this question. What are the steps to register a new small business? So, notice how we are hopping from ministry, department, or agency, and Anansi is very seamlessly answering the questions. It isn't locking you into one ministry, department, or agency. And so for this one, now we're looking to provide the links to get to business approval via the Legal Affairs website. You find out about the business name and then company and corporation things, the relevant documents that need to be done. It mentions the fees needed and other forms of registration that may be needed. I like that it also provides with contact information so you can reach out via those numbers if necessary. And it also mentions the online systems of Ministry of Legal Affairs as well as the TT BizLink portals. And last question really relates to small business. I want to start catering business from my home. What permits do I need? So, another business question, and as you can see here, for all these questions, we jumped across various MDAs. And for this one, it kind of continues the context, and it goes through answering a permit-based question. To start a home-based catering business in Trinidad and Tobago, you'll need to obtain these permits and approvals: business name, food handling, town and country, food safety. A lot of things to remember, and it may be at a number of sites. Maybe one site we have to drill through it, and Anansi gives it to you straight off the bat. And so it mentions again the TT BizLink portal. And also, I like that Anansi says, listen, make sure and check with your local or relevant authorities. So Anansi isn't telling you this is all, there may be more, and letting you know there may be more. I have one more question I want to throw in. I know I mentioned 5, but this one comes to mind for me every now and again. It's a very broad question. What grants are available to me as a citizen of the Republic? I just thought about the grants question because it's one that will show something that Anansi does really well, which is, for the previous questions, they all kind of varied. They're different domains, but domain specific, right? One was education, one was business, there was passports. This one has to pull from a number of places. So there's the self-help grant, there's the home improvement grant, senior citizen pension. So very, very broad. And what Anansi is able to do is pull information from a range of places to give you one answer to start you off. Now mind you, this is a very broad question. And in fact, what may happen is you may have specific questions you want to ask. So if you find like, I don't really know how to narrow it down, or you just want to touch base with a human, you can always click the transfer to an agent button. As I said, if it's outside of the hours of 8 to 4 or a public holiday or the weekend, we'll create a ticket to ensure we reach out to you. I want more information on grants. Right? So it takes that information, it will go ahead and create a ticket, and I should receive an email response the next business day. So, first time we spoke, no, I spoke to Anansi before. Was my case resolved? I like what you said to me, but I did have a ticket I raised. So I'll say, no, that's okay. But I love this chat. Thank you very much, team. Whoever the team is behind this, and looking forward to more interactions with Anansi. Cheers, everyone.